if you're making $20 an hour to work at a fast food restaurant, right? Is that six figures?
6 figures? Wait, you think someone who makes $20 an hour makes over $100,000 a year? Bro, you aren't even close. You're not even in the same ballpark on that. Someone who makes $20 an hour and works 40 hours a week and 52 weeks out of the year is actually making just a little more than $40,000 a year, which in most cities is not enough to pay rent and support yourself. You're only off by $60,000 a year, Jesse. But go on, get to your point.
No.
40 grand.
50 is just two exit and add a few zeros.
Yeah. Okay, so
40K a year.
Okay,
full time.
40K a year.
Yeah.
So, and then if your husband or wife is also there, you're making $100,000 as a family.
No, you're not. 40 times 2 is not 100. It's actually 80. So it would be $80,000 a year. I know that math can be hard, but we're still in the basic addition part here, Jesse. Come on. Anyway, again, get to your fucking point already.
Both working at McDonald's?
80 grand.
That is, okay, that's crazy. That is crazy because that job really doesn't require much. So it's inflating the entire, labor sector.
Okay, I see now. This was all just a complaint that fast food workers, some of the lowest paid people in the country, are making too much money. Even though to make his point, Jesse had to initially lie about how much they make a year, then he had to double it for some reason, and then add another 20 grand to make his point more valid, even though it still isn't. He says it's crazy to make $20 an hour because the job doesn't really require much, but it actually requires a lot more work than whatever the hell Jesse does, which is spout off nonsense and rant about whatever outrage bait his producers at Fox News tell him to. He's not even unique at the network. He's a less charismatic and dumber version of the guy who sits next to him, Greg Gutfeld. Which is pretty bad because Gutfeld has the distinction of hosting the least funny late night show in the history of television. And he's still more charismatic than Jesse Waters. At least the folks who work at McDonald's are serving people food. All Jesse does is whine on TV, and Fox News pays him millions of dollars every year to do it. It's probably one of the easiest, most useless jobs in America, and I say that as someone who's in a similar line of work, but at least writes and edits my own shit. So how is Jesse not, quote, inflating the entire labor sector? Imagine being as wealthy as he is, and instead of just enjoying it, you're complaining that the people who are servicing you and making only a tiny fraction of what you make are actually overpaid. And on top of it, most fast food workers aren't even making $20 an hour. If you go to the right-wing paradises of Florida and West Virginia, fast food workers actually make less than $30,000 a year on average, according to ZipRecruiter. Is that better for you, Jesse? Personally, I think it'd be good if people who make and serve food don't feel totally immiserated, if they can afford a place to live, to eat enough food, to clothe themselves. But Jesse would rather collect his food from someone who is desperate and poor, I guess, because then he can go on TV later and rant about how the people who serve him are also homeless scourges on society. No bigger scumbag in the business than that man. Jesse Waters. He's this week's Rich Dick. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our new videos. Also, if you want to see Means Morning News in its complete form, not just the clips we post here, head on over to Means TV and get access to all our new episodes and our entire backlog. Plus tons of other great movies and original TV shows.